Good evening, brothers and sisters. This is Father Jason, and I am recording this weekly message again from Sacred Heart Catholic Church in Denver. And here we have behind me this crucifix that has been here since 1880. Julia Greeley, who's a servant of God, whose body is in the cathedral, looked at this crucifix. And brothers and sisters, how many saints contemplated Jesus Christ on the cross? And that's what made them holy. When we look at Jesus on the cross, we know that God enters into our suffering and through it can bring redemption, where we can find inner strength and even redemption for ourselves in the world. But we have to admit it, that the only way to resurrection is through passion and death. And we're experiencing that as maybe we never have in our lives, some of us. And maybe that's why some of you have said this has been one of your better Lents. But we truly are entering into a difficult time. There's more cases of COVID-19. So many of you have called or I've talked to and said that you have relatives with COVID-19. And then there's all the challenges with economically of not having work or being furloughed or having anxiety about the future and what it will bring. Talking with some of my brother priests, we've talked about how even with the great good of video conferences and phone calls, there's still this sadness, anxiety, and a longing and a real sadness to be with our people, for me to be with you, for us priests to be with each other, to have the real Eucharistic celebration with all the people, but also being in each other's presence. And that's a suffering. But even in that, I'm seeing how God, who's in our hearts, is bringing great good and having us really respond with real concrete acts of love. It's sad that sometimes it takes COVID-19 or some pandemic to do this, but I hear one of the things I'm most inspired by is how you are spending time together. Not just virtually, but really together. Some of you have shared that you're going on hour to hour long walks, that you're cooking together, that you're praying together, you're spending time together. Some of you also shared with me that you made a care package with prayers and letters and food for some nurses at University Hospital and gave them to them through one of our parishioners who's a nurse there. And they burst into tears when they received these care packages. I'm sorry about all the texts, but how cool was it that the owner of DeChico's restaurant, who's Catholic, called me and he said, "Are there any of your parishioners that could need some food right now, who could be struggling?" I said, "Sure." And so many of you came last Wednesday, and he gave free soup and bread and pasta. And then on Friday, because other churches didn't come to his invitation, that's why I sent the other text and invited you again to come to get that food. And he's doing that, he's giving that out of his own pocket. There's so many good things that are happening. And as we enter into, and please send me your photos of what you're doing. I'll put them in the next weekly email. But this week is Holy Week, and we have some awesome stuff for you. Check out the email. We have a great link which shows you how to make a palm at home. It has a wonderful link that shows you has some great messages on how to really live Holy Week in your house. And it has some great facts and interesting pictures from the Holy Land and facts about Holy Week that you maybe never knew. And we also have another good articles. I put a new one in that talks about how this is not the only time that we have not had Mass before. In 1918, the same thing happened. We made it through then, we can make it through again. And then to walk with you through the Holy Triduum virtually, but the deacon and I are going to be doing the Triduum, Holy Thursday in the evening, Good Friday in the afternoon, and then the Easter Vigil on Saturday, Holy Saturday night, live streamed, and as well as the Eastern morning Mass. For Palm Sunday tomorrow and for Easter Sunday, we'll have a 7:30 English, 9 o'clock in Spanish to separate it a little bit, and then I'm going to be doing the confessions at 11 to 1-ish. I went a little longer last time. I'll be there as long as you need. Brothers and sisters, remember that when Jesus is with us, our burden becomes light. And he teaches us that we can grow in inner strength learn meaning and learn how to love through even amidst our suffering. And that by uniting our suffering to his, offering it up for all those people that might need to know Jesus, that don't have Jesus, don't know him, and that we can help redeem the world. Amen. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you here virtually at Easter. God bless.